Okay, so today we are going to discuss about the convection, that is one of the mode of heat transfer. So what exactly the convection is? It is the transfer of heat from one point to another point within a fluid by mixing of hot and cold portion of the fluid. So when we are dealing with the liquids or gases, then it is called as convection, because we discuss about the conduction. Conduction is occur mainly in the solids. It also occurs in the liquids and gases, but the majority of the conduction cases or the examples are in the solid only. But when we are dealing in the industries, many of the cases are of the liquids and gases. So when we are dealing with the liquids and gases, and when we are dealing with the heat transfer equipments or the heat transfer operations, then we have to consider the convection, because convection is the major part in the heat transfer operations, because we are dealing liquids and gases, right? So normally in industry, it is a combination of all these three modes, that is conduction, convection and radiation. So one of the major part of the heat transfer is convection. So this this is the simple example. If you put the cold water and hot water together in a bucket, that is the simple domestic example. So obviously the hot water which have higher heat or higher energy converted or transferred to the cold portion, that is cold water. So this is natural phenomena where high temperature to low temperature or high energy to low energy or high heat to low heat transfer is going on. Now, if this transfer occurs naturally, then it is called as free or natural convection, right? So, how it occurs naturally? The phenomena is depends on the density difference, right? So, if you take an example of a simple laboratory or a domestic example, if you put this liquid in a beaker or a vessel, and if you give the heat through various media. Now, after gaining this heat, the liquid particles which are at the bottom gets the heat and it becomes low density particles. So if they become low density particles, so obviously naturally they are moving to the upward direction. And when this high density particle as compared to the low density particles are going towards the bottom side. So this phenomena or this current occurs, this current is called as convective current, right? So when naturally or with the help of density difference, if the convection occurs, then it is called as free or natural convection. And when we are adding external agency in the phenomena, that is called as convection. So say for example, agitator is one of the external agency, that may be uh, blower, that may be reactor, that may be the fan. So if the external agency is added in the heat transfer phenomena, then it is called as forced convection, right? So it is a natural convection case and it is a forced convection case. So these are the simple examples. Other examples of industries are heating of a vessel containing liquid. So if the vessel containing liquid or vessel containing gases, and we are heating that particular liquids or gases, then it is a simple example of convection. Heat transfer in the liquid portion is the convection. Heat transfer from solid to solid or from solid to liquid is the example of conduction only, right? So just a minute. So these are the different examples of industries. So the flow of air across a heated radiator, that is another example of convection. So here air is there, it means gases present, and the heat transfer in gases is nothing but the convection again. So in the previous example, liquids are there, so the heat transfer in liquid is nothing but the convection. Heat flow to a fluid pumped through a heated pipe. So if pumping is there, so if pumping is nothing but the pump is external agency and we are supplying that particular fluid, but it is a heated. So heat flow from liquid to liquid or heat flow from gas to gas, and with the help of external agency, then it is called as forced convection, but it is a type of convection only. So this is the basics of convection. What is the definition? Then types of convection, and these are the some examples of convection. Right? Now the main concept in the convection is heat transfer coefficient. So what exactly this heat transfer coefficient is? It is the quantity of heat transferred in a unit time through a unit area at a temperature difference of 1 degree between the surface and surrounding. So what does it mean? So it is a heat transfer coefficient, generally denoted by small h. There are different symbols involved in the heat transfer coefficient. But what is the meaning of this particular definition? Quantity of heat, it means Q, because that may be cooling or that may be heating. We are calculating the heat transfer in terms of Q. In a unit time, that is maybe seconds, minutes or hour, through a unit area, that is area in terms of meter square. At a temperature difference, it means delta T in terms of Kelvin. So for 1 degree between the surface and surrounding, what is the heat transfer? That is the quantity of heat transfer, Q. So please observe this. This H is defined mathematically, this Q. So as per this definition, it is the quantity of heat transfer. So here Q is there in a unit time. So it already involved this watt heat transfer with unit time. That is why it is watt or directly Q. So heat transfer in terms of joules, unit time means seconds. So joules per second is nothing but watt, and that can be denoted as capital Q directly through a unit area. So here area is there in terms of meter square at a temperature difference delta T. So here delta T and in terms of Kelvin of 1 degree between the surface and surrounding. So how this H is defined mathematically as well as in a statement form. So we know that the Fourier law is applicable mainly for the conduction or the solid parts. So Q is equal to Ka delta T upon X. We know that minus sign is adjusted in this delta T. So that T2 minus T1 becomes T1 minus T2. So this Q is Ka delta T by X, which is the basic formula for the conduction or for the calculation of heat transfer in the conduction phenomena. But now we are dealing with the liquids and gases, right? So these liquids and gases having the characteristics that the thermal conductivity of these liquids and gases is very low. In the conduction phenomena, this thermal conductivity value is more. But in the liquids and gases, or it is called as fluid, that thermal conductive value is very low. One of the reason, and second thing, the thickness, that is effective thickness of X is not generally not known. So what is that X? That is thickness. Now in this liquids and gases, if you consider any type of example, the main resistance of the convection is nothing but the film. So film, suppose if you take the example, this is internal part, this is outer part, and in inner and outer there will be some liquid film or gaseous film. So this solid part of inner material and solid part of outer material. So that can be calculated with the help of conduction. But in the liquid phenomena, if you want to calculate the convection, then we have to consider this liquid film if it is liquid and gas film if it is gases. So this liquid or gas film is the main resistance. Means for the calculation of Q, we have to consider this film thickness. And that is why this K upon X is converted into a new parameter that is called as H. So this K by X becomes H, a new parameter or new symbol, and it is called as heat transfer coefficient. So I have explained why it is necessary to convert, because this Fourier law Q equal to K delta T by X is not appropriate for the convection phenomena, because in convection the liquids and gases are the major concern, then the thickness of film is the major concern, and this thickness or this film is the major resistance, and the thermal conductivity values of liquids and gases are very low. So we have to convert this K and X in terms of H. So this H becomes K by X, right? So this H is called as heat transfer coefficient, and it is the ratio of thermal conductivity to the thickness. This heat transfer coefficient can also be explained in terms of Q upon A delta T with the help of this equation. So here Q equal to K by X A delta T. Now this K by X becomes H. So if you observe this equation, so this H becomes Q upon A delta T. So this A delta T on the left hand side, this becomes Q upon A delta T. So H can be defined in terms of Q upon A delta T. So the unit of this Q in SI unit is watt, the unit of area is in meter square, and delta T in terms of Kelvin. So the unit of H becomes watt per meter square Kelvin, right? So on the basis of this mathematical expression, on the basis of this concept, we have defined this heat transfer coefficient in terms of this green color. What is that? It is the quantity of heat Q transfer in a unit time, that is S, through a unit area A at a temperature difference, that is delta T, of 1 degree between the surface and surrounding. So this is the main and important concept for the convection phenomena, because on the basis of this heat transfer coefficient, we have to calculate the heat transfer coefficient for a film, for a bulk phenomena, and overall heat transfer coefficient. And on the basis of this individual heat transfer coefficient or overall heat transfer coefficient, we have to calculate the rate of heat transfer in the shell and tube heat exchanger, double pipe heat exchanger, or any type of heat exchanger where liquids and gases